Done. And there we go. Okay, cool. Now we're up and running again. Alright, so today we're going to do a gaming server on Try Hack Me here. Um, so something with gaming server that we do have to do is a Lxd privilege escalation. So we're going to be following this article like right here on how to do that, and that should help us out a lot with how to actually do the Lxd privilege escalation. You'll see something actually of this exact nature where we're able to utilize Lxd. We'll be in the Lxd group where we get up and running here. So there's a lot of stuff that went into this box, but only a couple things you have to actually do to it. So makes it a pretty easy box as long as you don't get stuck in the rabbit holes and things like that. Trying to figure things out and stuff. Yeah, we've been following from pretty much here down. That's how we've been following this guy. I don't know if my son's making noise or if that's like a dog or something. I think it's a dog. Alright, so we'll start that. Let's see if I can ping it. We can. Okay, cool. Let's do an mmap to it. Sorry, in case you guys can't see that. We got port 22 and port 80 up and running. So if we go to port 80, quite a few different things that we can click around on here, which quite a few different things we click around on here, which is going to make it a little bit hard to look at everything and stuff. So this one did just start there, Jay Freezy. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can get through over here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run dir search on this. So I'm gonna cd in my dir search folder, and I'll do a Python dir search py. Obviously, you don't need all that at the very beginning, but it's not gonna hurt it. And we'll go ahead and run a directory search, just 2.3 medium.txt for this one for our word list. And we'll see. You going running? All right. I love you. Be safe. Who cares? Wife going running, so she's saying goodbye. But yeah, Jay Freeze, you just started. Not to You haven't missed anything. But we can obviously we have a slash uploads, which is always like, ooh, we always want to check out anything we can upload stuff to. And it's not really what you would think it would be. So we have a manifesto.txt. This is the hacker manifesto. Um, I don't know if this one was in here. I thought this one was in a different one. Maybe that's just something that is in there like right now. We got a meme, and we also have a dict.list, so most likely a dictionary list here. Now, I already copied and pasted all this. I'll do it again. So let's do a control C. We'll copy this whole thing, right? And let's go ahead and go into my folder for this. So we'll cd into my desktop, try hack me, and this one is called gaming, right? Yeah, gaming server. So if I do an ls-tech-la, you'll see that I already have the dictionary.list in here. But we're going to go ahead and delete that. So we'll remove everything in here. Remove this hash. We'll remove the ID RSA. And we'll also remove that dictionary. Okay, so let's go ahead and nano dictionary.txt. So we control shift V, and we'll just copy this whole dictionary in there. So we do have Hydra up and running, right? Or we do have a SSH server, right? So we got port 22 up. We do have a dictionary list, but we don't have any like usernames yet. The only username that I saw when I was very first doing this at the beginning was, I believe it was just in its home page, like right here, which I thought this might have been something. If I come back here and I do a control U, the only username that I saw was John. So I was like, okay, is John somebody that I need to know? So John, please add some actual content. And then I started looking at all this stuff, this lorem ipsum, and I thought like, okay, is that some type of um, cipher there? Um, it is not, I don't think. I don't think it is. I don't know. I actually have no idea what this is. This could be, an actual game or something like that. I don't know. But it's a gaming server, so I would go with it. Something to do with the game, but I don't know. So as I was trying to figure that out, I saw a secret pull up. I was like, all right, cool. What's this? And I went ahead and went to secret key, and we have this. We have someone's secret key. So that really started to think like, okay, yeah, this is definitely John. As we can see, it is encrypted though. So we do have it. It is encrypted like right here. So that's going to make it a little bit harder to crack unless we have a word list for the passphrase. So let's go ahead and nano our ID RSA, and we'll copy that in there. And what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to exit out of this guy up here so you can see it better. What we're going to do now is we can go ahead and stop this over here too. Is we are going to do SSH to John and try to put that ID RSA key against the dictionary file that we already have. So we can locate SSH to John, right? So there he is, SSH to John.py. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Python user share John SSH to John.py ID RSA, and we're going to send him out to hash. And I'm also going to delete my john.pop file because I already did this once and I want to say, hey, you already cracked it, so we're not going to crack it again. So we're going to remove tackrf.john. Should be a /.john. So, nope, /Cali. Should be a home.john. There we go, john.pop. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that file. So I don't have to worry about it. But we're going to go ahead and do that SSH to John. Now, if I do an lstech.la, you can see I now have this hash in there. So SSH to John, what that has just done when we ran that command right here is it made John the Ripper take this ID RSA file and put it into something that it can actually read and crack. Okay, so if I were to do a cat on hash, that's what it looks like now. Okay, if I do a cat on ID RSA, this is what John was sent to do something with, right? So that's what we have now. This is what John was told to do something with, right? So we can try to crack that now, but we need a dictionary list. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change mode to ID RSA. So change mode to 400, to ID RSA, so we don't have too many permissions on it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to use John. We're going to use our dictionary list, right? And that's going to go against the hash file, not the ID RSA, but the hash file. And I don't know why I typed in dictionary list like that. We got to do a tac word list. Word list equals dictionary.text. And we're going to put that against the hash. All right, so let's go ahead and try that. And that should crack it. And it does. It says let me in. Now let me show you if we left this at change mode, we'll say, I think it was like, we'll say 777 for ID RSA. Let me show you what happens if we would left it at that. So we'll do SSH tac I. And the only user that we know of right now is John. That's it. And that was because of our control U back in here, right? And we saw this John, please add some actual content to the site. So that's the only user that we know of. We could also go with John might be some type of site admin because he's being called out by somebody. So we're going to do an SSH tac I to use an identity file, ID RSA. We'll say John at, and then the IP address. So our IP address that we're trying to connect to is going to be 10.10.109.207. So let's go ahead, we'll go into there. And if I have too many permissions on this, you'll see in a second, it says password. We don't know John's password. It also says bad permissions. All right, so let me show you how to fix that. You're going to do a change mode 400 to ID RSA. Now we're not giving it too many permissions. Now we can do our SSH tac I, all right, for our identity file. Go into ID RSA, all right, because that's our identity file, right? John at 10.10.109.207. Now remember, John the Ripper up here, totally different person there, was able to crack that hash, that ID RSA, to let me in. Because just because we know it's private key, we may have to then put in a passphrase. We won't need a password, but we will need a passphrase. We're going to try and let me in. And hopefully we get in. It seems to be hanging, so it looks like we're going to be good on getting into that guy. And I'm going to grab my soda while I'm waiting for that. There we go. And we are, so we're in that. Cool. So now we have John at exploitable, so we know that we can go ahead and do this. Okay. So now from here, what we could do is we could do our ID, get UID, all that stuff. But as soon as I typed in ID, I realized something really strange. First off, there's a lot of groups here. Okay, that's first and foremost. Dip, plug dev, those two seem really strange to me, but I saw it's Lxd. All right, so let's go ahead and look up what is Lxd. All right, so I'm going to just get rid of those guys. Lxd Linux, because this is a Docker. All right, it's a container. Okay, so if we go to Lxd, right, what is Lxd? And if it ever opens, Lxd Next Generation System Container Manager. It offers a user experience similar to virtual machines, but using Linux containers instead. So I was kind of confused as like why this dude would have those permissions. Like, why is he part of that group? Right? He was part of a lot of groups, but this Lxd one really had me confused. So I started to research this a lot more, and I found this guy like right here. This Lxd privilege escalation. Okay, so as you can see at the beginning, it says I have to download an Alpine builder, build Alpine using the GitHub repository. So I went ahead and did that, and if I do a Control-Shift-E, there we go, CD back to my root folder, CD to Alpine, I believe, or is it build Alpine? Alpine, I forgot what it's called. LSTech LA. What did I call you? Cred dump, burp suite, auto blue. What are you called in here? You are GitHub Lxd Alpine builder. Maybe it's that. Maybe I have to CD into Lxd. Yep. So if I CD into Lxd Alpine builder, right, I do an LSTech LA. You see I have quite a few things in here, and I have this tar.gz file. Okay. I'm not building Alpine on my system, right? We're trying to see what this Alpine is all about for this ID that we found for the user. So it says the CD into there, /build Alpine. I did that. I already did that and everything. I did a /build Alpine, and that's how I got this file up here, this tar.gz file, okay, which is a guzip file. I did not unzip it because I kept reading, and I got a Python tag M and to start a Python server. So I'm going to start my Python server in this Alpine folder. So I'm going to do Python tag M, simple HTTP server. And as you can see, we started up on port 8000. Then I did wget over here, HTTP, what is my IP address, right? Control-Shift-O, ifconfig, my IP address, / this Alpine builder over here, that gunzip file, enter. Port 8000, excuse me. Did not do port 8000, did I? That's on port 80 like right now. Enter. And as we can see, we're getting that file. So I'm able to go ahead and send that file from my Kali machine over to here. All right, and we were able to send it everything. Now we can do that a couple different ways. We could do a Python server. We could also use SCP, all right, to send that file. Since we did SSH into one, and you can use SCP also with identity files. We could have also used that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the server over here. Clear that. And I kept reading, okay? So I'm not going to go into temp, all right? I'm actually in his home folder, I should be. Hopefully I am, because that's where I want to be at. I am. And also I might want to cat that user.txt too. So we'll Control-Shift-C that. Let me go ahead and throw that into here also. So we're in his home folder, like right here. I didn't CD in a temp. I just left it there because that worked for me last time. Hopefully it works this time. I already did my wget. So now after the image is built, it can be added to here. So we're going to do an Lxd image import.alpine version 3, blah, blah, whatever it is, tar.gz alias my image. So let's go ahead and make this guy a little bit smaller so he's a little bit easier to read for over here. So I'm going to do an Lxd image import /alpine, which I'm just hitting tab to get through it. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger for you guys over there. There you go. Okay. Tac alias. Now there's a tac alias that was, yep, my image. My image. Enter. And that should do something. Oh, that's super helpful. Cool. We have now imported an image. Now let's do Lxd image list. And we can see, yep, we sure as hell, we have my image in there. And that's the alias. All right, cool. Let's continue. We're going to do an Lxd initiate my image ignite taxi security.privileged equals true. And that should go through creating ignite. Okay, cool. Lxd config device add ignite my device disk disk source equals slash path equals slash mount root. So what we're doing like right now is we're going to try to mount the root folder to here. All right. Recursive equals true. Recursive equals true. Hopefully I spelled that right. All right. So yep, my device add to ignite. Okay, cool. Lxd start ignite. Now, I'm not a genius. Like I said, I just looked this up and that was it. Whoever figured this out, they are the genius. Ignite /bin/sh ID. Okay, and now I become root. If I do an ls-tech-la, I am in the root folder. Okay, that doesn't really help out very much. Let me go to cd/mount ls-tech-la. Now you can see root here. Okay, because remember we mounted, our path was mount/root. That's where we were mounting everything at. So now we have to go into mount. Then we go to cd root ls-tech-la. From here, we go into root again. ls-tech-la again. And where's my root.txt? For some reason, I'm not seeing that. cd back. cd/root. cd into root. That's really weird. I'm not being able to see that. Locate root.txt. Is that what it's called? Locate flag.txt. cd back. cd/home. cd/mount /root. See that thing? There we go. Okay, cd to mount root. There we go. Cool. So now we can go to cat root.txt, and we finally were able to get that root.txt file. All right, and there we are. That has all worked, and we are good. And that is how to do gaming server. I understand that the Lxd part was probably a little bit confusing. Like I said, you just go to hackingarticles.in/Lxd-privilege-escalation, and that'll give you all the information that you need for that. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. All right, cool. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Hopefully you guys understood that and saw that this Docker, like right here, how it could be used to escalate privileges into root privileges. All right, awesome. You guys have a good one.